Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, the TICPodcast. So I don't know what number we're on, but I'm just feeling like going freeform today. I want to just kind of like talk about, things in general, things in, what's happened in recently, and just kind of give you guys a little bit of an update on where I'm at these days. So where have I been? What has changed? Um, well, things with Sky Titans did not happen. It was a project that never was going to happen. I wanted it to happen, but it just died. I was waiting and waiting and waiting, but it never happened, and so Sky Titans and all things with Megatoons is over. No longer working with that person. It is done, and it is what it is. So that left a big gap in the plans that I had. Originally, I wanted to actually make, Sky Titans. That was my plan. That was my big goal this year, was to make this pilot and make it my best work yet. And I waited for like 3 months in between, and nothing happened. And you know I just got really fed up, and then it ended really badly, and I won't get into specifics, but we're not on good terms anymore, and that happened. So I left feeling pretty stressed out, unable to really create. I felt like, the amount of waiting to draw left like this hole. And when it didn't fall through, it was really hard for me to get anything done because it was like anticipation that deflated. So, I got a day job. Now I have like actual money coming in that is going to support more of the company and more stuff to do with my animation. So, lots of really cool stuff is happening. It's in the works, but I have animated a little bit, just a smidge of like getting a little bit of Rip the Falcon episode 3 done. I want to talk about that. So, a little preview. Rip the Falcon 3 is basically a music video. I've loved the music of Just a Ride. Those guys are super cool, and I reached out to them first, but they're really friendly, and I got permission to use their music, and their album came out, and I definitely was in a hurry to buy the physical release, and I listened to it, and I felt like Razor is the perfect song to go with this scene that I had this scene drawn out in 2019. So like 3 years ago, I made this idea where Rip lands on a rock and it becomes alive and it tries to eat Rip. And, I don't know how long the video is going to be, but I assume it's going to be a lot shorter. But the music fits it, and it fits the pace of the song, or it fits the pace of the, the storyboard that I had. And, it lyrically fits, too. I think that, over the time of making Rip the Falcon, the show has really become a lot bigger and a lot different than the outline. When I was coming up with the story, it kind of felt like, I was just trying to throw things in the stew. But by like 2020, I rewrote the outline, took out all the stuff that I felt didn't work, and then I made the comic And then eventually I made the show. And even after the outline that was refined, it still changed after making the actual product. And I gotta say, the story is about the same thing, but the way it's told is different. And, when I actually wrote the actual scripts, like the real episode scripts, um, the show became a lot more adult and it became a lot more introspective. And Rip is really kind of not like about being a badass. He's about surviving. He's kind of like a wounded warrior. So in this episode, we get to see him just try to rest. The guy doesn't have really a lot of safety. He's in the wild, and the wild is out there. It's ready to just mess you up. So this episode is kind of upbeat because of the music, but you get the sense that his world is alive, and it will attack you. You know. I've been playing with a lot of color. It's in the outside of, his environment. The first episode, you kind of got a foresty vibe. Second episode, you're in the dark forest. And this episode, you're in the canyons. So, I grew up traveling all kinds of mountains, in like California, Nevada, Arizona. I think I went to Yosemite as a kid, and all these things kind of created the world of Rip the Falcon. And I also am a huge 90s kid, and I found out that's my audience. When I look up statistics, it shows that the general audience are the 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds who watch my channel. So if you're subscribed or you're just tuning in, I just want to say, hey, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. But getting on track, because I do this, I get off track. The audience is a 90s audience, and I'm a 90s kid, and that's kind of the vibe. This episode is like a music video from like Alice in Chains. Like Manna in a Box is kind of like the vibe from this episode. A lot of stuff like Stone Temple Pilots music videos too, but overall I would probably describe like the camera work and the way it's like color and everything. Like, one thing about the way I direct and the way I make my art is that older audiences get it and the 18 to 20-year-old crowd don't. I think Generation Z hasn't really grown up with a lot of movies that I've watched or, played the same kind of games or listened to the same kind of music. It's definitely like there is a distinct 90s vibe with my content. And, I think the thing that, really ties it all together is kind of like, I don't want to say this just in music, but, kind of grunge, I would say. Rip is definitely a grunge type guy. The visual motifs I have in all of my channel is grunge, and the attitude too. It's like I do what I want. I don't give a fuck. So with this episode, it's gonna be basically like you see Rip out there in the open, and for the rest of the show you'll slowly start to see cracks in him. You'll start to see pieces of him. Right now, I have 3 seasons complete, 3 complete written seasons, and I don't know if I'll take a break or if I'll pick it up. But let me put it to you this way: if I ended up ending on season 3, I wouldn't feel like the story would be incomplete. It ends on a good note on season 3, but I have a lot more stories. I have so many stories. So it really depends on, where I'm at and what I want to do. But, as one animator, I can't promise that I'm going to be able to make this show forever. But at the same time, now that I'm getting a career, and I'm just starting, by the way, I don't have like a set, determinate, you know, locked in kind of job, but I'm filling in the shoes. But if it goes well, I might invest and maybe even hire an assistant. I've always wanted an assistant. I've always wanted to be a studio that has employees. And, I am very serious about my brand and my company. And, it's definitely the goal to be a low budget but premier independent studio that makes shows. Ideally, I'd love to have like a 30-minute episode. I'd love that, to be like, oh yeah, I have like 6 episodes that are 30 minutes long, and each season feels like a whole movie. That would be cool. But we'll see how it turns out. I never really wanted to hand off my show. I've heard a lot of things about pitching. I've heard a lot of things about how to pitch. But, when you pitch, you give it to someone. You give it to someone else. And yeah, they have the experience. They went to school. They have like, all the bells and whistles and everything. But, I made this character and I want to direct. This is what I do. I don't want to just give someone else the permission to direct. Like, if anyone's going to helm this, it's going to be me. And, I think I can actually make this a real studio. I got a pretty decent plan on how to market this and get it off the ground and distribute it. Keyword distribute it. I'm definitely on the right track. Amazon picked up my show, and they're staying in line. Like I'm not going off Amazon. Amazon is cool. And the higher production quality I put in, the easier it is to get my stuff on Amazon. So it's all good from there. Film festivals. Film festivals been great. I was exceptional achievement on MDIF, Multi-Dimension Independent Film Festival. I think it was May season, or no, it was April season, 2022. And they were awesome. They reached out to me before I entered, and definitely going to submit every episode from here on out. I love you guys. I had a blast watching everybody else's contestant. But this is going to evolve, because at first I didn't really have like as much focus, The beginning of this year, I kind of made a log, a vlog about what goals I wanted. And I was kind of riding on the coattails of getting a commission, like this big commission that I put a lot of hope into was going to make everything great. And the commission never happened. And I was let down, and, you know, it wasn't fun. It felt like a burn. And for a while, I mean, it was recent. It was like this month, but I had to kind of recollect and rechange my strategy, you know, because I've been doing a little bit of work on Upwork. I got one commission on Upwork, and they were very happy with my work, but I think that to make Upwork and Fiverr work, you have to be fast, and I'm not there yet. I'm not fast enough to compete with, studios in India who basically do this stuff all day, every day. They know this stuff. I'm not even gonna pretend like, I'm on the same level as these guys coming out of Thailand and India. They know what they're doing, and they know how to sell it, and they're good at it. I'm not there yet. I'm still learning how to make my own stuff, and I was happy that I got a commission on Fiverr, or no, it was Upwork, but I have some things that I need to get better at to compete with the competition on that site. So with that happening, I kind of recollected my strategy, picked up my feet, and now I'm I'm having a headquarters. I'm building a nest egg. I'm having goals. And right now things are kind of shifting so that I actually kind of put things into the show. I've been getting software, and that's happening. I'm eventually getting Toon Boom Premium. That's going to be great. I have TV Paint. I'm still figuring out what I want to do with that, because the last time I drew with it, I wasn't impressed. But there's going to be higher standards for what I do. And I do want to create more content, and I want to create faster content, but above all else, it has to look good. I'm really about style. I want it to look like it came out of the 90s, and I want it to look like me. There's something about these older hand-drawn shows. You just don't get the same experience out of these newer Netflix shows. Like, I saw Glitch Tex, and I saw, I saw Kipo, and Kipo is amazing. It looks amazing, but, it doesn't have the same feeling. It is a better show than the 90s. It's a great show. I love Kipo, but, it doesn't look the same, is what I mean, in Glitch Tex, it's got, like, I don't want to say it's a bad show or anything, but it's so different. It's like made with Toon Boom. It has camera work that you can't do with cell animation. And I know that sounds like a good thing, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the same impact. It's a weird kind of, I can't describe it. I mean, maybe I'm stuck in the past, but that's kind of what makes me relevant, is that I'm stuck in the past. So, that's going to be kind of like the focus, I'm going for, the stuff that I like, and not really what's like the industry or whatever, like, I'm starting my own thing. I'm not going for, like, a job at DreamWorks. I'm not trying to be, in with Disney. I don't want that. I don't need that. That's not my plan. But, if I can get like a actual show that's like, for hire, um that's going to be the focus. The focus is going to be independent animation, original IP, original shows, and branding by me. I'm doing everything in-house. I'm doing everything original. And you're going to know what a TIC Studios LLC cartoon is. You're going to remember the brand. You're going to remember what it looks like. It's going to have a house style. And, I'm not going to be big, but I'm going to be me. And, I gotta say, I picked up a few things from some creators that I look up to. Classic Game Room, Mark Bussler is one of my favorite content creators, one of my favorite businessmen, because he created an identity and a brand and a kind of home. And Classic Game Room is Classic Game Room. You can't take away Classic Game Room. You know what that is. And, TIC Studios LLC will be unlike anything else, and it'll be mine. So, that's the plan. I'm going to create my own little pirate ship. And we're not going to be big, but we're going to be loud. We're going to be loud, loose, and out of control, just like how my website says. So, yeah, look forward to Rip the Falcon coming out. Hopefully I can, invest and get some things going for the company. This is my baby, and this is what I do. But, now I have a little bit more stability, and it needs to happen. I can't rely on people who flake. There's just no guarantee in people, so you gotta have some security. So I hope everybody is having a good one, and stay tuned for more shit. Subscribe and kick ass.